Namaste, everyone. I'm Jeni Ji. Thanks for tuning in to my weekly Cosmic Vibes video. And in case you guys missed the live readings that I was doing, make sure you subscribe to my channel because yesterday, or the 31st of July, I did another live YouTube with my predictions towards you all. So if you want to catch free readings with me and have a free reading, make sure you subscribe to my channel in order to get these notifications. You can catch me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. Follow me there. My team puts a lot of information and I'll follow you right back as well. So now this week's Cosmic Vibes from the 3rd of August to the 10th of August. This is a very, very powerful week. I'm going to talk about this Lionsgate portal, Mercury retrograde, dear Lord, sweet help mercy. And also we have the new moon, we have another master number day, and so on. So it's through these daily energies you can utilize that. Like I work with these energies where they are. So there's certain days where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait to do that or to work on this during that day, because that's the energy that's really powerful that will work with me. Like how many of you have lost a lot of sleep and you're like, what's that about? Like what, like why did I wake up so early and didn't get back to sleep? Where you could have a whole day planned for all of these things and you're like, oh my gosh, this is why I do these videos as well. Because that day that you have planned certain things and want certain things to plan, if you knew ahead of time, your sleep very well could be off, you might pre-plan that for another day. I'm just saying, right? So we have to live our life no matter what's happening and such like that. However, when you work with the energy of the universe and the planets and such, the energy will flow much better for you, right? I mean, like Mercury retrograde, I mean, that is not my favorite time of the year. Absolutely, right? This started on the 16th of July, 16th, 17th of July. It's that pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde that can cause more havoc than the actual retrograde. So the actual Mercury retrograde starts on the 4th and 5th of August, and that goes towards the end of August on the 28th. And then we have that other pre-shadow or post-shadow for a couple more weeks after, and things start to get better. However, how many of you have noticed that you've had like technical issues? Right? Like, especially with your phone or computer and devices and such like that. You're like, gosh, do I need to get a new like television, a new computer, a new phone, all of those kinds of things? Really pay attention to whenever you've sent messages and you're like, why did that go to that person? I wanted it to go to this person. Or all of a sudden, like what you were writing, all of these huge typo errors. I sent a message to my friend the other day and then and then I sent it and then I read it back and I'm like, oh my God, like, look at all these typos. I didn't say that, right? They're like internet interactions, like just so many things. So make sure you check your junk folder or your spam folder as well if you are wanting to get messages, because those messages that you're expecting, you could be like, well, I never got that message. Check your junk and spam folder because it very well could go into there. So for those of you who have been traveling, you might have a lot more delays. There could be lost luggage. There could be all kinds of problems with that. And if you are traveling to a new location, it will be more challenging than if you go to like travel back to a destination where you've already been to before. So it makes things more challenging, and especially this is not the time to start a new relationship because of all the challenges from Mercury retrograde. It can cause a lot more challenges on a new relationship, which might not go well and could end just as quickly because communication could be off. You could be like, I never said that, or or that's not what my intentions were, or that's not what I mean, all of that kind of stuff. This period gives you that time to start to slow down, really reflect back on things. It's a period to resolve issues, restructure things. That's why it's called Mercury Retro, the re for reset, reestablish, reevaluate everything. So you might be looking at, okay, like whatever it is you were working on, if you were like doing renovations to a home, let's say, or working on a project, you could be like, you know what, I don't like those colors, or I don't like that design, or, I just want to change this and that. Absolutely, absolutely. It gives you that more time to reflect within and see what's really, really important to you. What do you want to change? Especially with your health and so on. Like Mercury retrograde is a really good time to make changes with your health, to restructure things. You might want to be like, what, I really want to get back into a routine, with a diet or fitness or wellness, whatever it is. So, it's a great time to starting certain things. However, if you want to make large purchases, like buying a home, buying a brand new vehicle, something that's a large purchase, you might regret it. So make sure 100%. Like I was going to make a large purchase myself. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right time, or, all of that. And then I'm like, okay, I know this isn't the right time, because also we are in Mercury retrograde, because you could regret those decisions you made. Like you could buy like something like a new vehicle, and you could be like, and after Mercury retrograde or during it, you could be like, I didn't want that vehicle, or, I wished I would have done this or that, or whatever, all of those things. So really, really be more mindful, be more careful, like of what you want to do and what you want to get involved with, and especially if you're signing contracts, please know exactly what you're getting into. Make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are dotted, and what you're signing. Even take it to like, like a lawyer or somebody, or get somebody to look at what you're signing. Read that small print. Very important. Like if you're re-signing a lease or something, that's perfectly fine. But also just kind of take a look at that little small print with things, right? So, it's just being more careful with situations and that, and watching your temper and everything like that. It's really, really important. So some of you have already had people from your past come back and resurfacing, and that, like even myself, I took the other day, and I'm like, geez, like because I work so much, I haven't been really social with a lot of different people and such, and I miss chatting with people, and how are you guys doing, and what's going on, and all of those things. So I put a little post on Facebook, what's everybody up to type thing, and I just like, what, I just need to take a little bit of time with, out for me, and start catching up with people that I haven't talked to for a while. So you might want to do that. And you might have had people from your past come back that want to reconnect with you. Just be careful, because there's a lot of different karmic relationships that we have cleared recently, and are clearing. So if you have somebody from the past, like a friend, or like a relationship, a romantic relationship from the past, just be really, really careful. Because if you get back involved with that person, it can go from bad to ugly real quick again, right? Sometimes we have to go through that, so don't be hard on yourself. Just really take a look back and say, okay, how did my friendship go with them? How did my business connection? How did my romantic relationship go with them? And sometimes it might be like, what, I need to forgive this person within, so I can walk forward myself and have more of that better peace of mind. But take with it what you learned from that. You're not saying, what you did to me, it's not okay. It was not okay. So I'm just going to continue walking along my path, but you know what? I wish you the best. However, I just don't want to get reconnected. I don't want to get re-involved. So it's like forgive, but never forget, because you are the most important person. You want to be that person that walks forward with a more peaceful mind. So this energy is coming now, and especially like on the 4th and 5th, when Mercury retrograde, boom, 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 is right here with us. And it's also the new moon in Leo. So happy birthday, of course, to my fellow lions. I'm a Leo, the lion myself. Meow. Right? So enjoy. This is a season where we have that Lionsgate portal. This energy started mid-July, the 16th, and it goes towards the end of August as well. So this opens up on the peak of the 8th of August, that portal. August 8th is that portal. Expect the unexpected. This is a huge week for manifesting. Huge opportunities could be presented to yourself. Really take a look at that. But also, because we have Mercury retrograde, if you are signing new contracts, you can be like, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. Like, oh my gosh, if it's a new job or like, you know, anything that comes, make sure you know exactly what you're signing. You will get presented new opportunities during this time frame. So it's a huge day. You're going to be, you know, even like during these certain portals, I go into a lot of different trances, as I call it. I get a lot of information coming through from the spirit world, excuse me. And I pay attention to what I'm being shown. I got shown a lot of different things way back in 2012 about my future from the spirit world. And everything that I was shown in a trance has happened and is happening now. I was also actually showing my own death, how and when and how and everything, which only very few people I've told that to. So just really pay attention to, you know, to certain things that you're being shown, especially in your sleep right now as well. Like your ancestors are coming through, your guides are coming through, your soul is trying to point out certain things to you. You're going to see more of the truth as well with this Lionsgate portal and this new moon energy. Your sleep is going to be a little bit off, and it has been off, as I mentioned. But as we get, you know, closer to the new moon, you're going to find that, why is my sleep off? More people have passed away and are passing away. New moons are a huge time for that to happen. You're going to be, you know, feeling more creative during the Lionsgate portal and that new moon. You're going to be enhancing more from your heart with romance. You know, some of you might get proposed to during this time frame. Some of you might even enter, like if you've been seeing somebody for a little while and you're like, I don't know where this is going, or, you know, maybe your person might be like, you know what, I'm really ready to commit to you. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's somebody, you know, new that's just recently come in and boom, they want to force things and rush things. That's a huge red flag, right? What somebody is trying to rush, it could end just as quickly with a lot of disappointments. So this is why it's really, really important to slowly get to know somebody really quickly, right? So you're going to find that, you know, you're going to want to play more, right? Like this Leo energy is all about releasing that inner child to have more fun. How many of you guys have really laughed? Like I have a laugh that, you know, once upon a time ago, people used to call it the witch hazel laugh, right? I used to hang around with some people in high school who I'm still really good friends with. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I remember when I was driving and we were driving down the highway, just to give you an example. And I can't remember, I'm not going to mention any names. But when somebody said something, I can't remember what it was, and I just completely just that witch hat, here's a laugh come out. And my friend who was driving, he kind of like swore it on the highway. He's like, Jesus, Jeni, like you freaked me out because that laugh just literally went right through my entire being. I know, right? So when you're laughing, you're healing yourself. You're releasing that inner child. So during this new moon as well, there's certain signs that also affect others. Now, the people that are going to benefit, the signs are Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Libra. So during this new moon on the 4th and 5th of August, you're going to see that more opportunities can come to you. There could be a lot more abundance and prosperity and everything. Like during this whole time with the Lion's Gate and the new moon, you are going to notice a lot more abundance coming, a lot more prosperity. And for those of you who are like, I'm still waiting for it. Like what? Like I'm still waiting for it. Like nothing is working out. You need to sit back with this Mercury retrograde time. Mercury retrograde is a time to reset things. So start writing down. Like I talk about vision board all the time, and especially right now, manifesting intentions. Do your vision board now. Write down what you want to manifest. Don't worry about how that's going to happen. Be very specific, be very detailed. And it's really important to start facing what's uncomfortable this week. Because when you're running from situations that are difficult, nothing will change. It's going to continue on and on and on. And then you're going to be like, why is nothing happening to me? Why is nothing happening for me? Why is everybody else doing this, and that? You know, what you want to create, you have to be the one to make those changes. You have to be the one that says, you know what, I've had enough with this and that. I'm not happy with where I'm working. I'm not happy with my relationship. Why are you still in it? Like every day is a new beginning to start over, to make changes. You know, because when your mind starts conflicting with your heart, you're not listening to your soul. This is not the time to start a new romantic relationship. But Jeni, I want to get married. I want a relationship. I understand. When you're forcing and pushing, what's going to happen, especially during this period with Mercury retrograde? I'm just saying, look back on that. Really let go of what you holding on grudges to. Let go of your anger, because when you're holding on to anger, you create blockages in your body. Your body reacts to that energy. It can create arthritis. It can create issues with the bones because energy goes everywhere throughout your body. This is a time for you, as I mentioned, to forgive and move on. Learn from those past lessons. Learn from these past, even look back to June 20th, 21st. What were you starting then? What was happening around that time frame? Reflect back onto that time. Where are you now? What have you achieved since then? Yeah, but I don't see anything, Jeni, that I've achieved. You can start today to start creating these goals for yourself. Like every day, you're going to find that these energies, like August 3rd, as I mentioned, as we're like full moon energy, your sleep is going to be like, you're going to be like wanting to, I want to deal with things more head on. You're going to be like, I really need to resolve these difficult situations. I need to face my fears. Even myself, I have a phone call I have to make, which I've been avoiding. However, I've seen this coming for a while, and I know I have to do that. So I'm starting to write down my questions already. And I'm like, the day I have to make that difficult phone call, believe me, I'm going to psych myself up. And I'm going to be like, you know what? This is going to be an amazing day. This is going to be a really good day. Everything is going to flow really good. It's exciting. It's a new opportunity. my soul is expanding. I'm walking in the right direction in a positive way. That's exactly what I will be doing that morning. So, that's why it's like I plan certain things, certain days. Like I should be making the phone call ready, but I'm like, no, I want to work it. I'm going to plan for that day because I know that energy that day will work with me. So you're going to really start making improvements with your life in certain directions that are good for your soul. If you pay attention to what's happening, right? So you might find like August 6th is a master number day as well. Like we have Lionsgate portal, we have the new moon, we have a master number day and the Mercury retrograde, right? That's a master number day as well. That's a huge vibrational day. You might be like, okay, this is another day where I want to take that leap forward. Maybe this is the day you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Wow. Or I just made that decision, right? Utilize this energy. You're going to have more courage that day as well. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to work through this. It's very similar to the third. I'm really going to take that time and reflect back onto this, and that. I'm going to reflect back even more so on that day to the 20th and 21st of June, because you can see, okay, what results have I achieved since that time? And you're already going to know that, okay, on the 8th, that portal day is another new day for you. That what you were working on during those days, you're going to be like, okay, that's another new day for me. This new day here on the 8th on that portal is now taking me forward in that direction. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Let me know how you utilize these energies. On the 9th and the 10th of August, you're going to find that, I just need to find more balance and peace. Some of you might be feeling more balanced and more at peace. You might want to rest a little bit more from all of these energies, from what has happened from the new moon to the Lionsgate portal. You're going to be like, you know what? I just need to sit back, put my feet up. And for those of you who are away on holidays, putting your feet up, if it's on the beach or like if you're traveling or wherever you are, right? You're going to be like, you know what? I'm really glad I made this decision to do this and this and that. With whatever it is, you're going to be like a little bit more flexible. You could very well have, okay, I got the schedule certain, and straightforward and da 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 da. And then you could look at that day and say, you know what? I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to work on this and that. I need a day for me. I need a day just to sit back. I'm hearing somebody's fishing, by the way. Just heard that loud by spirit. So for some of you who are fishing that day, like that's more like a meditation, right? For those of you, for those of people that I knew, like my ex, he fished all the time in Ireland, right? Like we'd go down to the area where he'd fish, and I would just sit back and I'd be just like, you know what, I'm good over here, right? I'd just sit back and take in the countryside and hear the little creek or the little river flowing where he was fishing and everything like that. And he was in his glory, right? Like that was like part of his meditation. He'd catch a fish and a lot of times he'd throw it back in. It was salmon fishing he'd do. I mean, I'm allergic to seafood. I don't eat fish. But sometimes he'd catch a fish, a salmon, a big salmon, and he'd bring it back to his home and and then he'd cook it up. I mean, I'd have something different, of course, right? I didn't want to see that. I don't like to see an animal suffer. Like when a fish even gets caught, for me, a fish is still an animal, right? So I'd kind of just close my eyes and go into my own little zone. So even you're going to find the planets affect our bodies and also your animals as well. Okay. So there's been a lot of passings as well with animals and people, our loved ones, and people that we know as well during this transit time. So, when you're seeing your animals acting a little off and you're like, I don't know what's going on, always get them checked when you have concerns by your vet. right? Make sure you have a lot of water out for them and just keep an extra eye on them. They might be a little extra clingy to you. Don't push them away. Don't push them away. So, you know, I'm an animal communicator as well. So I do talk to your animals who have passed on and your animals currently, you know, where they're at. So I was actually just recently communicating with one of the, I was actually looking at another dog. And this is why I held off during Mercury retrograde too. But I had my eyes on this little beauty and I communicated with him. I hadn't met him, but I zoomed into his energy and we communicated. And oh, what a beautiful little soul he was. Oh, he just really pulled at my heartstrings. And but anyways, um, I almost, I was that close. I'm doing research and a lot of different inquiries and stuff. But realistically, I probably the best time for me is more so later next year. Um, you know, to get another little dog, right? Unless all of a sudden something appears, not right now during Mercury retrograde, no. But the third and the fifth, by the way, just be a little bit more mindful. Your blood pressure could be a little bit high, you know. So just kind of monitor that a little bit more. When your blood pressure gets high, it's like, okay, we're, you know, like, are you angry? Are you really upset? So the 6th and the 7th of August, your pancreas, your intestine and digestive system might be off. And also your animals too, by the way. The cosmic energy affects everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Like on the 8th and the 10th, you might find that your kidney and your bladder is a little bit off with your veins in your skin. Drink a lot more water during this time. I always stress out the point, drink a lot more water because of the solar flares and you know, like the solar storms, because your body is water. So you need to really keep hydrated during this time frame. It's really, really, really important. So, you know, I always drink a lot of water myself. Always have. Always have. So let's pull a couple of cards from the universe to see what messages are coming for you. Like whenever somebody books a reading with me, I don't use cards because I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium. I also do past life akashic records. I'm an animal communicator, meditation teacher, so on and so on and so on. So, however, whenever I do these videos, I do use cards to see what the collective has to say, universal message for you. So let me know if you guys resonate for these cards. It's not going to resonate with everybody, of course. And as I'm shuffling and I get messages from spirit 24/7 as it is. So sometimes they'll say certain messages that somebody, you know, I've done that. And all of a sudden somebody like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that name. Like, oh my God, that you're talking to me. Right. So there's certain messages and I just surrender it with spirit to see what comes through and what the cards have to say, you know, and make sure you clear your decks before you use them. I have cleared my decks before, and before I even do these videos, I'm like, okay, spirit, which decks are best for this video, right? So, and I surrender it. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm not going to argue with spirit. I do argue with spirit, yes, like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this to me? And then I'm like, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, and so on and so on. You guys can talk to spirit. I'm like, give me a sign, give me a very clear sign that I'm on the right path, or this isn't the right path, or I shouldn't do this, or I should do that. Right? Certain things like that. I do it myself. It's like, you know, but it's really important to really tune in and listen to your soul speak. If you're really attached to situations or attached to your, you know, like your person, you're not going to see clarity. Your emotions start to take over. So this is why it's really important to detach. When you overthink, you're riding that hamster wheel and you're not going to get that clarity in. Go for a walk in nature, take some time out for you. Don't think about the problem at all and just kind of sit back. Like I chant every day, I meditate throughout the day, and so on and so on. So all right. So what is the message from the 3rd to the 10th of August from the spirit world? I just say spirit world. Too many cards fell out. What is the message from the spirit world from the 3rd to the 10th? What is the message from the 3rd to the 10th? What is the message from the 3rd to the 10th? The 3rd to the 10th. Wow. Now, this card is very fitting, especially this week. Hold true to your vision. Like this week, as I mentioned, powerful, powerful. What's your goals? What are you working on? What goals have you set yourself? Are you following your passions? What are you drawn towards? Where's your dreams at? What are your dreams? Do you have it on your vision board? Do you? Write down your dreams, be very specific and detailed. If you're looking for a partner, write down what qualities you're looking for in a relationship. If you want to create a business, what type of business do you want to do? Are you passionate about it no matter what? Like if I had millions of dollars, let's say, I would still be doing my readings and my spiritual work because I'm very passionate about it. I want to be able to help people, give them that clarity and peace of mind, because that's my passion, that's my purpose and my life's calling. You know, I have other passions and projects that I'm working on and so on and so on as well. You know, when you really follow true to your soul's calling and what feels right for you, you're going to find it. Yeah, but Jeni, I make really good money working at this business, the company I work for and so on and so on, but I really hate it. It drains me. I'm just having struggles. Why are you still there? Jeni, because of the money. I understand that. You can, it's like, okay, I understand that we have to have that income coming in and everything like that. You can work on a new business on the side until that takes off. You can be like, you know what? I'm going to find something else. Don't just quit your job. Make sure you have another job to go to, right? Things like that. That's where you're going to see changes. That's the only way you're going to see changes, by taking the steps forward to create these dreams to happen, to create that, right? So let's pull another card. What is coming up, or what is the message from the 3rd to the 10th of August from the spirit world during this powerful week? What is the message from the spirit? What is the message from the spirit world from the 3rd to the 10th of August? What is the message from the spirit world? Yes. Oh, wow. How very fitting is this? Details. You know how I said Mercury retrograde, when you're signing anything, really pay attention to what you're signing. When you're creating goals, when you're creating a vision board, what's important to be very specific and pay attention to details. Be very detailed into what you want. You want to move? Do you want to move into an apartment, to a house, to like a duplex, to a condo, like whatever it is? What do you want as your surroundings? Do you want to be in a really good neighborhood? Do you want to have quiet neighbors? Do you want to be able to afford the rent with ease? Do you want to move to a different state, a country, a town? What research have you done about where you want to go and move to? Do you want to create a new business? Be very specific with your details. Do research. You want to start a new business. Have you looked into what licenses you need, what steps you need to take, what's all involved, and so on? Really pay attention to the details. Work towards your goals. All it takes is to even start writing down one thing that you want to manifest. And then your mind starts opening up and up and up, and spirit will work with you when you work with the energy, with the universe. As long as you don't force anything or push anything, it won't work with you. Doesn't matter if it's Mercury retrograde or not, it will not work with you, right? So Let's pull another card from the 3rd to the 10th of August. I can't believe we're in August. Like, oh my gosh, right? The 3rd and to the 10th of August. What is the message from the spirit world? Earth fell through. Earth, be grounded. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Yes, we are human. Card's not coming out very clearly here. We are all human. You can't really see that, I know, sorry. We're all human. We are here on Earth for a short time. Earth is a place where we have lessons to learn, issues to resolve karmically, how to resolve situations, and find that peace within, and to experience what it's like to be human. You know, being a psychic medium and also an animal communicator, I do read into people and get messages from them who have crossed over. They're still very much alive in spirit form. However, you know, what we miss is them being in front of us to pick up the call, to be able to hold them and hug them and to share time with them physically. But they're still very much with you. They're not a human anymore. They're a soul. They're in their spirit form and energy and so on and so on. You are here on Earth to work through your challenges, your difficulties, and to have fun and learn how to, you know, be true to who you are, be authentic. When you're not being authentic, it's not going to work for you. It's not, you're going to find a lot more difficulties and your path won't work out for you as much. It's really important to be you, to be true to you. I'm just saying, right? So now let's have a little chat with the animal kingdom. And remember, when you start meditating, you guys, you know, it takes time. It's a practice. You can't force messages to come through, you know, and it's sit back, spirit, I'm open to receive these messages. Because when you start to get messages coming through, it might not be what you want to hear and see. However, that's reality. You have to look at the reality of things, not the fantasy or the illusion of things, in order to get those clear messages coming through. And it's a way for you to remember who you are. Who are you? Who are you as a soul? What's your purpose? What's your calling? Why are you here? What's working for you? Stop struggling what you need to let go of. Pay attention to what you need to let go of. Because when you do pay attention to what you need to let go of, you set your soul free and you'll find more peace within. So, what is the message from the 3rd to the 10th from our animal kingdom? Oh, I just see this little dog in my mind again. I'm hearing his energy around me. Oh my gosh. You only knew. You only knew. Oh my goodness. You know, maybe in September, if that little guy's still available, I might reconsider it. But I don't think he will be. But anyways, I'm not gonna zoom in and talk to him right now. We're doing a video here, right? So anyways, what's the message from the 3rd to the 10th of August? 3rd to 10th of August. He just gave me a wink. Okay, all right. My goodness, 3rd to 10th of August. What is the message? 3rd to 10th of August. The Badger. Bring your life into balance. Yes. What have I been saying? Archangels Mary and Sandalphon. Bring your life into balance. Bring your life into balance with what is not working for you. What situations are you not in aligned with? You know, what is not in balance? Like, and you will be showing this week. You will be showing this week even more and more and more. Our soul has been showing us for a little while what is not working, what is not in balance with us. And, you know, sometimes it's like when, like I work a lot, for instance, you know, and I'm very grateful. I'm very passionate about what I do and so on, and truly grateful for all of my clients, every single one of them, you know. But sometimes we do, yeah, we do have to try to balance and take time out for ourselves. Like even today specifically, I've said no to a few different things, and I'm like, you know what, I have to focus on me right now. I need a break, right? And you know, when you do things like that, you will feel more better, you'll feel more energized and such like that. I'm working on a very huge project that I'm very, very, very passionate about right now. So it's one of my big projects. So um, I just love it, to be honest. I'm not going to talk about it. But you know, when it's done and complete and out there type thing, then I'll share that with you. But anyways, so now please, you know, like my channel. It really helps me build my channel. Subscribe, hit that little button down there to get weekly content and videos. You know, I will be announcing when my next live free readings are going to be here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins. I'll follow you right back. You know, my team puts up a lot of different content and so on and so on. And let me know what's happened to you this week with this Lionsgate portal. Meow. You know, how are you guys working through this beautiful new moon? It can be at like a really spiritual time right now. And what you are also working on with this new moon as well, you are going to see that coming through 2 weeks later when we have that full moon coming up on the 19th as well. So let me know what's going on. You know, let me know how you guys are handling things. And if you want to book a reading with me, soulworkwithjeni.com, you know, and I give you a lot more detailed reading. Here it's collective, of course. So I read into your level of consciousness, give you all of my insights with what I see coming up. Sometimes we just need those confirmations that we're on the right pathway. And when we get those confirmations, we can be like, oh, that's awesome. You know, like, oh, that peace of mind right there. So anyways, I will talk to you guys all later. Enjoy this powerful, powerful week. Set your intentions. Alrighty then.